Part 7. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 61. Some people are resting, and some people are brushing copies. And what makes the origin space boil is the secret realm of a Chinese ghost story, which has been cleared. And after clearing the secret realm, in the origin space, there is a vision manifested, and everyone can see it. The secret realm of the Chinese ghost girl was integrated into the origin space in an instant. In the void, there were inexplicable changes. A huge six-way reincarnation platform looms in the sky. Meantime, the era of retreat for a long time has finally awakened. The feeling in the dark made him sober up instantly. When my heart shook, I instantly understood the situation at this moment. He reached out and stroked himself, and as soon as he woke up, he threw himself in front of him. Urian, I'll come when I go. Lord. Brother, Urian is waiting for you. Gun looked at Urian and smiled. I haven't seen each other for a few months in retreat, but I am glad that I can say a sentence in a row today. Coupled with the self after the retreat, it can be regarded as a great increase in cultivation. Countless methods are combined with various spiritual rewards. Now it is already the perfect cultivation of the Supreme Immortal. If it is said that it covers the sky with one hand, it is a consummation sage of the heavenly pride level. One step away from stepping into the realm of the quasi-emperor. It can also be counted as the starry sky of the scientific and technological material universe, which is also a river-level power. Think for a moment. The epoch stepped out and stood in the sky. More and more people have been called to the origin space to witness the supernatural phenomena of the six realms of reincarnation. Is that the primordial master of the origin space? It really looks even more chic than my Lu Xiaofeng. Just like you still touch the porcelain master, you are not even as handsome as me, and I will compare with you. Looking at the two live treasure gags, Ximan Fuxio didn't say much, just looked at the figure in the sky fixedly. The more I looked, the more fascinated I became. It seems that the UN master is just standing there, and in a moment of movement and stillness, countless sword paths are gathered together. It was pure kendo without any other adulteration. Faintly, Ximan Fuxio seemed to see a sword light slashing through the universe. In just an instant, the universe contracted and collapsed at a rapid pace, turning into a tiny point that became one with the light. Then in the next moment, the sword light flashed. It seems to be the one that opened up the universe, cut out in chaos. The universe manifests, and a sword creates the world. The destruction of the world and the creation of the world, but in the light of the sword in an instant, life and death. The inversion was imprinted in the eyes of Simon blowing snow, causing him to fall into an epiphany. This is the time to get closer to the Tao than in the Tower of Origin. It's as if you've fallen into a world of infinite kendo, cruising through the way of the sword, looking for your own kendo. It's not just Simon who blows snow. For example, that Zhang Sanfan. At this moment, he has a Tai Chi Dao diagram above his head, and the yin and yang are manifested. The old naughty boy Zhou Batong fought with his hands together, as if there were two peerless masters, discussing the Tao. The Eastern Emperor Tai, who manifested the heavens and stars all over his body, hooked up the starry sky, and acted into a huge Dharma appearance, ignoring all sentient beings. The sword Saint Gai Nai has a faint light manifestation on the top of his head, which seems to be about to give birth to a fairy sword. Looking at its majesty, if it is born, it will definitely break the earth. It's a transformation. And that chimpanzee. Wait, chimpanzees. Skull Island pretty boy. It really is. I saw him trembling violently. Behind him a phantom appeared. It was an ancient demon ape, running across the earth. With a grip on the palm of his hand, he shrunk 1,000 mountains in the palm of his hand like a supernatural power. Then he ran to the starry sky and poked out his arms to catch the sun and moon in the starry sky. Good guys, What the hell is this? When is this gorilla coming? Lang Feng's enlightenment time passed in a while. There was no way, his cultivation qualifications were not very good. Among the fighters of the Transcendent clan, there are a lot of fighters, and their cultivation is much higher than him. Liang Rong, you must go to contact this gorilla later. You see how imposing, picking stars and taking the moon, like probing for things. Liang Rong didn't have time to pay attention to Lang Feng. She is now recording that those who have amazing manifestations, have been enlightened for a long time, and seem to have very good qualifications, are all objects that Kyushu can invest in. She's not the only smart person. The courts of the Ming and Great Qin also have smart people. And the era, he is colluding with the 6 reincarnations at the moment. The breath of oneself overflows. But it's not his own power. Rather, it is the power of the origin space, the power of the Dao that encompasses the heavens and all the worlds. So much so that at this moment, like the ancestor of the great Dao of the heavens, he taught his own Tao to everyone. Reincarnation should stand. I don't know how long it took. Above the heavens, the voice of the Divine Lord fell. The 6 reincarnations spun in the starry sky in an instant. It makes a sound like a precision gear closing, and it clicks. In a flash. Through the 6 realms of reincarnation, everyone seemed to see it, giving birth to a goddess figure. In my heart, a name appeared inexplicably. Reincarnation Heavenly Monarch. Meantime. At this moment, everyone received a message from the light curtain. 6 paths of reincarnation open. Raiders of the heavens and scattered forces can bind and use it by themselves. Raiders of the forces of the heavenly kingdom need to apply to the intelligent elves for 6 reincarnations. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 62. The era returns to Mount Kinabalu. Catch the rushing Yuri, put it on your shoulder and sit down. Let's look at the sky together. Among the 6 realms of reincarnation, there is a goddess who is being conceived. Reincarnation Heavenly Monarch. It won't be long before someone has you as your companion. Ino smiled and whispered. Lily Yin looked at the sky with wary eyes. The goddess seemed to feel Lily's gaze and looked at it as well. The 2 women exchanged glances. The epoch seemed to faintly hear an explosion from the depths of the universe. It seemed that at that moment, there were countless universes that were shattered in an instant. You 2 are in peace, this hasn't officially met yet, and the fight has started. Humph. Urian seems to be angry and ignores the era. The petite body swayed, then slid down. With his hands around Qi Yuan's neck, he hung in front of him, burying his face in front of Qi Yuan. Ha ha ha. Qi Yuan could only laugh a few times, and he couldn't offend both. And in the original space. Now it's time to blow up. Wrong-er, come and resurrect your mother with me. When your mother is resurrected, we will be together again. Huang Rong and the others didn't go around for a while, and then they hurriedly returned to the origin space because of the 6 reincarnations. Note that there are 2 options for resurrection, full integral resurrection, clone resurrection. Full integral resurrection, no side effects, non-origin reincarnation death, will save the resurrected person from the long river of time through time and space, and restore any of its adverse symptoms. Clone resurrection, the side effect is that the cultivation disappears, and through time and space, the soul of the resurrected person is rescued from the long river of time, and the body is thrown into the clone, and the appearance and body shape remain unchanged, and the bad symptoms of the soul are restored. Note that if it is a special world and still has a soul, the soul will be withdrawn directly, but the price will not change. Huang Yaoshi looked at the detailed introduction of the light curtain and glanced at Huang Rong, who was nervous. The eyes were firm, but also a little apprehensive. Full points resurrect my wife Feng Yu. For a while, there was no response. Dad, is it because we don't have enough points? Huang Rong asked nervously. Huang Yaoshi shook his head, because the points were deducted, and gave a waiting tone. About a minute passed. In the Condor World Embassy, a light lit up. A familiar face appeared in front of the father and daughter. AHH. Mother. And in the Ghost Slayer 9 Pillars Embassy. Go, Shinobu, this is your wish. Come on, forbearance, I'll see your sister soon. Ah, what a wonderful moment. Hey, Shinobi's sister is a flower pillar, and when she hears a name, she feels so beautiful. In the midst of encouragement and support, Butterfly Shinobu maneuvers in the light curtain. Resurrect my sister, Butterfly Chanai. 5 Ninja Fighting Embassy. Isn't there any mistake? Why do you resurrect my dad's points more than Sasuke's points for resurrecting your dad? Hearing Naruto's words, Sasuke couldn't figure it out either. But in the next moment, 4 figures flashed at the same time. Naruto's parents, the 4th generation of Mahami Feng Shui Gate, and Uzumaki Kushina. Sasuke's parents, Uchiha Fugaku and Uchiha Mikoto. Naruto. You are my mom and dad. In the midst of uncertainty, there is a hint of expectation. Naruto was already in tears. He has endured countless white eyes, ridicule, and hardships. Finally, I met his father and mother today. It's me, Naruto, we know everything, and when we were resurrected, there was a voice that told us everything. 4 generations. Uchiha Fugaku and Uchiha Mikoto, naturally, also know everything about the same thing. Don't look at Sasuke's usual picture of 250 or 80,000. Now it's not still lying in Uchiha Mikoto's arms, crying with a handful of snot and tears. Hear Fugaku's words. Bo Feng Shuiman looked at Uchiha Fugaku. Yo, isn't this Kushina? 9 llamas, how do you know my mother? The 9 tails floated in mid-air, looking at Naruto playfully. Haha, I didn't expect that your mother was the last 9-tailed pillar force. Sadness quickly turned into laughter. Bofeng Mizuman and Uchiha Fugaku get together. I didn't expect him to be your son. Uchiha Fugaku glanced at Naruto and then said. None of this matters to me anymore, the most important thing now is the fate picture. Bofeng Shuiman looked at Uchiha Fugaku. This picture of fate, the resurrection of the 4 of them, must have seen it. I just want to ask the teacher why he did this. Why did my son grow up in the midst of white eyes and slander? Kushina and I even lost our lives for the sake of the village, why did Naruto suffer so much? In Bofeng Shuiman's eyes, it seemed that he had returned to the killing of the ninja battlefield. He wanted to find the 3rd generation immediately and ask him face to face. Don't worry, fate has changed. Uchiha Fugaku is still as calm as ever. Moreover, in the end, Naruto still became a powerful and admired Hokage 7 Dame. That's right. The 4 of them were resurrected, and they saw all the fates that were originally related. This is a little bad taste that belongs to the sacred mountain, the era of the primordial master. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 63. Dakin. Today is the day of the reincarnation of the 6 realms of Great Qin. Dakin's side, in addition to announcing to the world, naturally invited the raiders to participate in this event. Scattered people, interested, of course came. And Daming and Kyushu, that will definitely come. They want to see how these 6 reincarnations are established. After all, it's so expensive, and it has almost hollowed out all the points of Kyushu and Dakin these days. Not to mention De Ming. Zhu Yuanzhang's eyes turned green when he saw the points. Not only him, but the Ming dynasty, which one doesn't worry about points? Who doesn't want to live forever? I used to be able to play Xiaojuju. The current Mingzhu Yuanzhang, like the great Qin Yingzheng, can be said to be the only god in the world. Who doesn't want to live anymore, and dares to make a small calculation below? Only by focusing on the court and Zhu Yuanzhang can you get everything beyond imagination. Now that the four seas are leveling, the surrounding area has just been beaten by Daming, Dakan and Kyushu. The steel troops, the heavenly firmament condor, are as invincible as the gods. Which is not shouting dad. I'm afraid I'll be slow. But De Ming didn't have time to care about this, they were all focused on the other world. Brush zombies every day, who dares to disturb themselves to brush zombies? Zhu Yuanzhang dared to go to his house to grow mushrooms. Fortunately, the Yuan Lord was merciful and actually gave me a loan from Daming. Zhu Yuanzhang muttered, and Queen Ma smiled. Kongba, take the help of the Yuan Lord in your heart, strengthen our De Ming, and strive to repay the Yuan Lord's kindness as soon as possible. Humph, that's of course, sister, didn't you see Biohive, their brothers, and the civil and military generals, didn't they come? They're all busy with the cheats of the dungeon right now. Zhu Yuanzhang smiled, and now his body is burly and powerful. The dark wounds left by leading the troops to fight have all faded. Haha, Emperor Ming, Empress Ming, the two of you are in a good mood. On the Kyushu side, it was naturally the great elder who led the team, bringing a few elders, and Liang Rong and others. It turned out to be our elders in Kyushu. Of course we are in a good mood, with the help of Kyushu and Emperor Qin. I am now in the Ming dynasty, but it is changing with each passing day. Emperor Ming, elders, please come in. Yingzheng personally greeted everyone and welcomed everyone into the viewing venue. Emperor Qin, why are you here in person? Today you are busy with big things. Zhu Yuanzhang did not wear a dragon robe, but came in civilian clothes, and said to Yingzheng with a smile. Don't worry, we'll talk about it when the guests arrive. The raiders naturally wouldn't let De Qin wait for a long time, and arrived here early. There are quite a lot of people coming. For example, Huang Yaoshi, holding the hand of his wife Feng Yu, didn't care at all that this was in public. Full of spring breeze, so chic. However, Feng Rong was still a little uncomfortable, her face was flushed, and she held her daughter Huang Rong's hand tightly. A lamp on the side smiled and praised Amitba. Zhou Batong scratched his ears and cheeks and teased on the side. And the ghost who killed everyone, also dragged his family and came here. The husband and wife are two of them, with their own families. The Butterfly sisters laughed and came together, and Butterfly Shinobu was introducing something to her sister. Zhang Sanfan, Dong Huang Tai, Bei Yingzi, Xianba and others, these masters all got together. Drinking a little wine and chatting. Gai Nai and Ximen blowing snow, as well as Tugu, who had just been resurrected by the condor and others, these kendo masters got together. I am reporting the length and weight of my weapon. Just kidding. They're talking about kendo. Dad, Mom, look at the sky, that's a spaceship, you can travel in space. I'm going to buy one too. Naruto said, pointing to the spaceship floating in the sky. Bang. Hey, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Listen to Naruto's screams. Jusainai touched her head again in distress. You still want to drive a spaceship, you want to go to heaven, I can't allow it unless you and Hinata get married. Hearing Kushina's words, Naruto's face immediately flushed. But Jusainai continued. No, there are also witches Shin, the princess of the snow country, Fenghua Xiaoxiu, and Sarah, the queen of Lulan, none of them are missing. Naruto blushed, where could he withstand Kushina's ridicule, pulled Sasuke at him, and quickly put it away. Kushina, won't you be too? Huh. Bofeng Shuman looked at his wife's unkind gaze and retreated directly, and smiled at Fuyu. Mikoto pulled Kushina and said something, and the name Sakura could still be heard among them. Far away from the origin of the sacred mountain, Gun also smiled. This Naruto was young, and he was helped by his mother to open a harem. What a winner in life! Continue to look at Dakin. In the viewing venue, a heavyweight man came. It's Skull Island pretty boy King Kong. However, he was too real, and he actually came with a gift. A few monsters from Skull Island were carried upside down by the pretty boys, like a few live chickens. Zhao Gao, who was in charge of hospitality, naturally hurried to let people take the lively gift. Then he personally introduced the beautiful boy to a place specially prepared for him. There are a lot of delicious food, put it in front of the pretty boy. King Kong, I'll sit at a table with you. The 9 llamas are in a good mood, and now yin and yang are one. Is still in the secret realm of a Chinese ghost story, and got the cultivation method of monsters. After comprehending the Tower of Origin, he gathered various martial arts or spells and began his own cultivation. But with spells as the mainstay. And the King Kong in front of him is naturally on the path of refining the body martial arts. Whoa! What? You didn't fight Andariel alone? Whoa! You're stupid, I've told you to prepare an antidote, and it's best to put on anti-poison armor. Forget it, your size and equipment are too expensive. Whoa! Let me take you to brush it. Yes, you monkey, you said that I will lend you points and resurrect your parents, but I don't agree. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, I apologize, you're an orangutan, not a monkey, don't thank you, forget it, eat quickly. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 64. Everyone. Yingzheng stood on a high platform. The viewing venue was silent at the moment, and no one crossed it. Even the pretty boy of Skull Island sat quietly on the ground, and the 9 tails was lying on its head. A black dragon emerged from Yingzheng's body and meandered above the sky. In the entire Qinshi world, everyone, no matter where he was, could see a picture of the void. Yingzheng seems to be standing in the sky, with a black dragon above his head, threatening all beings. Today is the grand event that the UN Lord bestowed on me, the 6 realms of reincarnation of the Great Qin. We should respect it. After Yingzheng finished speaking, he raised his head and drank the glass of wine in his hand. Kudos to the Lord. Long live your Majesty. The voices of one after another resounded throughout the Qinshi world. You must know that there was only one kind of person in the Qin period, and that was the people of Chinese civilization. There is only one kingdom, and that is Great Qin. The elders of Kyushu also had to admire Yingzheng's temperament, and they would kill if they said they would. Kill the whole world. If you want not to die, then go to work. If you are given good food, drink, and shelter, you will do the most dangerous thing of the present time. This is Dakin, and no one has said no. Let's continue to look at that Yingzheng. I saw him wave his hand. A jade seal appeared in front of him. It's that black dragon jade seal. The moment the black dragon jade seal appeared, it turned into a black dragon chariot. The black dragon swung and directly grabbed the black dragon chariot and inspected the world. In an instant, everyone, as Yingzheng patrolled the world, followed his vision. I saw a picture, which was the picture of the entire Qin world, the mountains and rivers, and I saw its whole picture at a glance. As long as the black dragon pulls Yingzheng to a place. Then everyone bowed down. Long live your Majesty. Great Qin Yongchang. Patrolling the whole world, and then the black dragon pulled Yingzheng, but he didn't stay, but went to the starry sky. Yingzheng stood on the chariot and walked in the starry sky of the universe. It's a pity that the power of national fortune is not strong enough, and my power can only spread to the Taiyan star. A thought flashed in Yingzheng's heart, and then he straightened up. 6 realms of reincarnation. Boom. A loud bang came, and a huge opening opened in the sky. infinite divine majesty, from which comes the way. When everyone was amazed, they could see a sacred mountain in the distance. It's the origin sacred mountain. Without waiting for everyone to think about it, a majestic figure appeared from it. It's the primer. Some people bow down sincerely, and their mouths chant praise. I saw that the primordial master seemed to cross the starry universe, and the huge figure covered the sky and the sun. It seems that the entire universe is nothing more than a wisp of dust around it. Majestic, holy, merciful, magnificent. Meet the UN Lord. Today I, Dachin, ask the UN Lord to set up 6 reincarnations. Yang Zheng hurriedly said respectfully, his eyes full of fanaticism. Accurate. The voice of the primordial Lord is like a spring breeze, but it is as sacred as a master. In the UN Lord's voice fell. Its form dissipated in an instant, filling the entire universe and disappearing. Let everyone who is worried about whether the universe will collapse be relieved. At the same time, in the origin space, the 6 reincarnations rotated, emitting 1,000 rays of light, and through the origin space, it seemed to imprint the figures of the heavens and all the worlds. Please descend to reincarnation. With Yang Zheng's voice. The beings of Great Qin seemed to have a whim, and they all got up and bowed. Please descend to reincarnation. Please descend to reincarnation. Everyone's voices were in unison, breaking through the sky. His sincerity seemed to shake the heavens and the earth. The goddess 6 realms reincarnation heavenly monarch lowered her eyes and looked down at all beings. The glow in his eyes flashed, penetrating the infinite void and coming to the Great Qin world. In the heavenly dome, it swelled and expanded in an instant, turning into a huge 6-way reincarnation. Click. The 6 reincarnations went to the void, and the shattered space was blocked. The surrounding space seems to be attracted and flows through. Then, as if it were tightly sealed, it was connected to the entire 6 realms of reincarnation. At the same time, the 6 realms of reincarnation are reversed. A glow ingested Yang Zheng's eyebrows. So far, the dust has settled. The 6 reincarnations in the heavenly dome loom in the void, as if a world has evolved inside. Congratulations to the Lord. Congratulations to the Heavenly King. The 6 reincarnations have been established, and this is the case, but the raiders have not left. Dakin also prepares a variety of delicacies, singing and dancing banquets. And most importantly, it is also what everyone wants to know the most. What is the role of this kingdom-type force, which establishes 6 reincarnations? Or rather, what are the benefits? I didn't see Yang Zheng's face smiling at this time. This is the first emperor who is the top of the city and the heart. They are all so happy. Everyone knows that he must have benefited greatly. Especially Daming and Kyushu, of course, are the ones who want to know the news the most. Emperor Qin, let's not talk nonsense, you hurry up and tell us, what benefits will there be if you establish 6 reincarnations? Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 65. Wife, little gray, come here, it's all sheep. Baba, I don't eat sheep, I'm going to eat fruit from pleasant goat. After the little gray finished speaking, he ran away without looking back, and went to the side where he was sitting in the sheep village. Little Gray Ash, you are a wolf, how can you not like to eat sheep? The gray wolf muttered, and was directly pulled away by the red wolf. Big wolf, whatever little Gray likes to eat, let him be. On the side, a little petite girl watched little Gray run away. I was very puzzled. The meat is so delicious, why doesn't he like it? Connor-chan couldn't figure it out, and looked at Kubayashi's already red cheeks. And Thor, who seems to have succeeded in his treacherous schemes. Shaking his head, he couldn't figure it out. Let's go and eat barbecue with the big black guy, the fox, and the fire unicorn. Big fragrant roast pig. Connor-chan is going to perform a big roast pig. The viewing venue is full of singing and dancing, wine and food. And when Mingzhu Yuanzhang asked to speak, everyone couldn't help but prick up their ears and listen carefully to Ying Zhen's eloquent words. Emperor Ming, you are the most anxious, haha. Zhu Yuanzhang didn't answer, he smiled, and touched his head. Ying Zheng shook his head, raised the wine glass in his hand, and drank a glass with everyone before speaking. Let's. Ahem, our 6 reincarnations, like the origin space, the resurrection is unchanging. It's just that after our own people die, if we want to be resurrected, we need to go through our 6 reincarnations, and the origin space will not take care of it. The origin space will only accept the resurrection of the scattered raiders. Other than that, as for the cost of resurrection, the points must be spent, and the price is the same as that of the origin space. However, 1/10 of the points were paid to us. As soon as Ying Zhen's words came out, of course, Daming and Kyushu knew what they meant. For countless years after that, the people of their own world were resurrected. No matter how many points are spent, 1/10 of them will be handed over to the 3 major forces at the helm. Dakan is Ying Zheng. Daming is Zhu Yuanzhang. Kyushu is the entire government. For example, here in Kyushu. You know, after countless years, you can't just let the warriors brush up on the dungeon. How long will it take to strengthen the entire kingdom? If you have the will, the Kyushu government will definitely let the people in. Instead of now, quietly let a small group of people farm zombies in the name of playing games. That must be accompanied by death. It's okay to die, as long as you have points, I can resurrect you. Then, 1/10 of the points of the resurrection are earned by the government. It adds up to a lot, and that's a lot of points. And if the warriors die, then the points of resurrection consumption will be discounted by 9. This reverse adds up a lot. Moreover, if it is a person who has committed the most heinous crimes, it is useless to have points. So, there is also a concept of merit and sin. To put it simply, good is rewarded with good and evil is rewarded with evil. It's not just empty words anymore. Moreover, the higher the merit, the more discounted consumption can also be made in the original space. Even when resurrected, you can resurrect for free without points, or if you don't want to be resurrected, you can also give a good baby. Merit and sin. For a while, it became a hot topic in the origin space. Whether it's a chat channel in the origin space or a forum. Now, in addition to helping my grandmother cross the road in my own world, go to the secret realm to brush zombies, and return the world to a clear place, this kind of thing with few points, but you will get merit. It has almost become a daily must-brush for everyone. And like these heroes, they have their own sects. If it is a disciple who is a traitor, the sins it obtains will be partially blessed to Xianba and others, these high-level people. Made Xianba and Nameless and others, and as soon as possible, they ran back to rectify their disciples. And if you want to gain merit, you will inevitably get rid of evil. Especially that Emperor Shakti, he will be killed. This person actually killed the phoenix, one of the 4 great Rui beasts in the wind and cloud world. If you kill him, you can get a lot of merit at once. Moreover, in the future, I will use that phoenix blood to do that cloning research. Let's see if we can give birth to a phoenix. And the green dragon and Suanwua. When the time comes, the world will gather all the 4 great beasts, and then help them establish a race. Come to think of it, great merit will be waiting for you. Moreover, these Rui beasts will also become a powerful force in the world. And like Ghost Slayer, killing ghosts in your own world can gain merit. Only then did Butterfly Shinobu know that when she resurrected her sister, it was no wonder that the point consumption was so low. It turned out that there was a merit for her sister. Hot topics, with the passage of time, will naturally calm down. After Dakin established the 6 reincarnations, he was still busy selecting the officials of the 6 reincarnations. After the establishment of the 6 realms of reincarnation, there is a netherworld. The netherworld of the origin space will only evolve with the birth of the reincarnation heavenly monarch. And it will give birth to the 10 halls of Yama on its own, and the bullhead and horseface these. But Dakins will not evolve on its own. Instead, you need to send someone to manage it. Now there are ghosts appearing every day, and it is the origin space that helps manage them. It is necessary to establish a set of prefectural management teams within a month. This is the top priority of Great Qin. Kyushu and Daming are closely related and have also begun to choose. It is necessary to be a person of merit to be elected. Then he was sent to the underground government of Dakin to assist, which was considered to be familiar with his work first. Later, when you are reincarnated, you can take it over directly, and you will have to go a lot less trouble. But Kyushu and Daming sometimes complain. When the time comes, what will happen to the establishment of reincarnation and the result of a large number of foreigners? Hades administrators, who are not allowed to learn more than one language. Of course, this matter has been answered by the intelligent elf, and it comes with a translation, so don't be afraid. Hell, is this a matter of being afraid or not? Don't you know that the people next door believe in God? As a result, I couldn't go to heaven, I couldn't go to hell, and I went to the underworld. But this obviously has nothing to do with the origin space management, you guys have to worry about it yourself. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm Chasing Water in the Sky. Chapter 66. Wind and Cloud World. Nameless, Sword Master, today happens to be the time you all have, let's go to the Heavenly Gate. Hurry up and settle the Emperor Shakti first. Nameless and Juggernaut, how could they not know what Xianba was thinking? It's nothing more than trying to get merit points. But it's good to solve the problem, so as not to make a few people desperate in the source space. As a result, there is still an emperor in the house who is stirring up the wind and rain. Xianba, this Emperor Shakti has lived for more than 1,000 years, although the martial arts are good, for us now, it is just average. Nameless Yo-Yo said, not at all looking at Shakti. But he has the confidence. With the strength of his current kendo path, Edgeworth is not thousands of miles away, but it can also be dozens or hundreds of miles away, taking people's heads, like probing for things. But that Emperor Shakti, his name is Sufu, but he has cause and effect with Dakin. Hearing the nameless words, Xianba remembered this matter. If you really want to deal with the Emperor, it will be destroyed at your fingertips. But this Emperor Shakti, whose name is Sufu of the great Qin of his own world. And after killing the phoenix, he took the elixir of immortality. This is a great bond with Dakin. I almost forgot, I'll contact Dakin's side first. Your Majesty, Yun Zongjun is here. Zhao Gao whispered to Ying Zheng and offered a cup of tea. Well, let him in. Ying Zheng said lightly. In fact, it's not a big deal, about what Xianba said about Sufu. Ying Zheng didn't feel anything. Moreover, hearing the information explained by Xianba also made Ying Zheng laugh. Has lived for more than 1,000 years, and his martial arts are not the top in that world. That martial arts qualification, how bad it must be. Such a character will not be able to get into his own eyes. However, cause and effect are here, even if it is a parallel world, you have to do it yourself. After a while, Yun Zongjun Sufu, one of the 5 elders of the Yin and Yang family, came to the front of the hall. Sufu greets your Majesty. Sufu bowed, but he was a little apprehensive in his heart. Ying Zheng was looking for something to do with him alone. After all, today's Ying Zheng is for everyone in the great Qin world. That's a god who controls the life and death of all people, and that's not false at all. It's prestige and prestige. Who would dare to say a word on the street that it is not a winning government? Believe it or not, someone immediately came out to knock on the stick. Ying Zheng raised his eyes and glanced at Su Fu, and then said lightly, "The male gang leader of the Tianxia Association just contacted Dakin, and there is a real-time dynamic dungeon task, which is related to us. Your Majesty wants me to go to the world to help." Su Fu asked cautiously. "Well, sort of." Ying Zheng's words were very flat, and Su Fu couldn't hear anything. "However, there is a person there who needs you to deal with it, seal his soul, and then retrieve it, and go to the 18th layer of hell, and he will never be reborn." As soon as Ying Zheng's words came out, Zhao Gao on the side helped deal with the recovery of official business in the compartment, and Su Fu all shook their legs. "Break into the 18th layer of hell, and you will never be able to be reborn. How did this person offend this Qin emperor across the world? Don't you know how dead words are written? I, Yun Zongjun, Su Fu, admire this excellency." But in the next sentence, Su Fu almost didn't scare out the 3 souls and 7 spirits. "That person's name is Su Fu, and he has secretly eaten the elixir of immortality of Emperor Qin of Great Qin, the blood of the phoenix, and has lived secretly for more than 1,000 years. So, you know how to do it?" Su Fu's liver trembled, and he hurriedly said, "Your Majesty, rest assured, such a bold man, I will definitely bring back his soul in its original form. Go for it." Su Fu trembled and left in Zhao Gao and Fuxing's eyes, a little gloating. And just when Su Fu applied to form a team and entered the real-time dynamic copy opened by Xianba, the information of this Emperor Shukti Su Fu suddenly spread among the raiders. "Dong Huang Tai, the elders of your Yin and Yang family are very brave. I suggest that the imperial court reduce your points funds for next year." Hundreds of people took the lead in firing guns. One shot was on the points fund. This is the fund issued by the Great Qin Imperial Court to the 100 schools. Your cannon hit the main artery of the Yin and Yang family directly. Dong Huang Tai took the lead in spraying. Then the left and right protectors Moon God and Star Soul also joined this war of words. After that, the chief priest also came with a few elders. However, the disciples of each family are still in harmony now, and they will not fight and die like before. In the end, of course, it was the fiasco of the Yin and Yang family. How could they spray on their mouths over Confucianism and Zhonghengjia, who rely on their mouths to eat? Dong Huang Tai, who was on fire in his heart, had to be out of sight and quiet, and ran to the secret realm of the copy to vent the fire. And Su Fu, the king in the clouds, has already arrived in the world of wind and clouds. The location is the heavenly gate of the sect located here in the middle of an iceberg. And Su Fujian's face was pale, looking at the swiping information of the chat channel. "Su Fu, are you so brave?" Xianba and the others on the side obviously wanted to laugh, but they were holding back very uncomfortable. This made Su Fu very annoyed. "What else can I do? For the sake of your reputation, you must wash away the stain on yourself. That is to start a live broadcast and beat Emperor Shukti. Anyway, this person's name is Emperor Shukti. What's the matter with me, Su Fu?" Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 67. Who is it? Even my gate of heaven dares to break in. It's really looking for death. Emperor Shukti's eyes widened, and 2 cold internal forces burst out, shooting towards Su Fu and the hero. It was the astonishing tribulation of one of the 4 tribulations of his peerless sacred heart. But in the middle of this shocking calamity, he was intercepted by a bone spear. Even after the bone spear broke Li Mang, it was still intact, and it stabbed at the emperor at an extremely fast speed. There is no way to avoid it. Emperor Shukti directly agitated the internal force to block. But for no reason, I just felt that my eyes were dark, my whole body was weak, and my internal force was not working. But he didn't know that at the moment when Su Fu saw him arrogantly questioning. Su Fu raised his hand and released several curses. Su Fu knew that he couldn't do martial arts, so he focused on alchemy. And for the spell, it's good. I'm even more obsessed with the curse. Between raising your hands, the damage is deepened, the vision is slightly darkened, the resistance is reduced, the aging, confusion, fear, and weakening. Plus he has a necromancy spell that is highly poisonous and white bones. Emperor Shakti was instantly on the way. This scene, looking at those who watched the live broadcast, their eyes twitched. The necromancer's curse skill is indeed a headache. Shakti was now half dead and fell to the ground. He had a variety of stunts, but he didn't have time to play anything, and he was cursed and paralyzed directly to the ground. The heroes on the side knew that they had lived for more than 1,000 years, and there must be many followers. Pointed out with a finger. With the power of flames, he directly burned the meridians of Emperor Shakti's body, becoming a wasted person. After that, let it be as if Dakin concocted it. Ahem. Who the hell are you? Where did I, Emperor Shakti, offend such a master as your excellency? Shakti was scared, but he didn't say anything. Carefully lived for more than 1,000 years. It hadn't been long since he was ready to do something, but he didn't expect to be abolished first. Emperor Shakti, I don't believe you don't even know me. Emperor Shakti would not recognize the leader of the Tianxia society, and he just said that. It's the one next to him, the master who unleashes such poisons and hidden weapons. I haven't seen it for more than 1,000 years. I don't even know the slightest bit of news. And, why do they know themselves? Could it be that there is a traitor in the gate of heaven? And Su Fu, the king in the clouds, smiled sadly. Let me ask you, do you know Su Fu? Emperor Shakti was shocked, and his eyes looked directly at the questioner. This was more than 1,000 years ago. Does anyone still know that they are Su Fu's business? The name Su Fu, you can't afford it, you dare to swallow His Majesty's phoenix blood, who gave you the courage? Shakti was even more puzzled. Your Majesty? Isn't Emperor Qin dead? Could it be that he also gained immortality, and then secretly looked at me? Didn't clean me up until now? Impossible, impossible. If it weren't for Emperor Qin's death, how would Great Qin die too? Impossible, impossible, you lied to me, ha 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 ha, you lied to me. Having lost his proud martial arts, Emperor Shakti heard the news of Yingzheng at this moment. Between the shock of the heart, the defense was directly broken, and there were already signs of abnormality. I have one more word for you. Su Fu walked up to Emperor Shakti and asked solemnly. Shakti, are you so brave? The matter of Tianmen was quickly resolved by the Tianxia Association and the raiders. The collection of countless emperors has been filled into the treasure trove of the Tianxia Society. In particular, the martial arts secrets recorded by the Emperor Shakti directly made the cheats of the world will be multiplied several times. Xianbo lamented that he hadn't brushed off this Tianmen copy earlier. At the same time, he cleaned up the corpse of Emperor Shakti, so that he could refine the blood of the phoenix. And Su Fu took out the soul hook rope of the great Qin Yin Cao Daifu, and directly detained the soul of Emperor Shakti. Gang Master, after my great Qin soul search, the martial arts in the memory of Emperor Shakti, or secrets, will be sent to you by the World Association, and there will be points to offer. This time, there are more male gang leaders who have informed me in advance, but your Majesty said that you want me to invite the gang leaders and sword saints to come to Dakin as guests. Xianbo waved his hand to signal that it was okay, so what martial arts is still secret or something, no hurry. He really wanted to see it now, this first one circulated in the origin space. How miserable it will be for those who are sent to the 18th layer of hell and will never be reborn. Yun Zongjun left in a hurry. In a hurry, He put the soul of Shakti into the oil pot, went to the sword mountain and the sea of fire, and pulled out the tongue of the hell. It's a pity that Sufu turned off the live broadcast, so that people can't see the face of the underworld. Why don't we go to the underworld? This person's curiosity is too heavy, and he doesn't go to a place with beautiful scenery, but he wants to go to the underworld. However, today's prefecture is very chaotic and busy, so it is temporarily closed to the public. Only those officials from the Great Chin Prefecture, as well as those from Daming and Kyushu who came to intern. Every day you can hear the wails from the 18 layers of hell. There is also the elegant laughter of Yun Zongjun. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm Chasing Water in the Sky. Chapter 68. Kyushu Origin Station. Skull Island pretty boy carries 2 skeletal lizards and a frightened vulture, and throws them in 2 special cages. Whew. What? You want to raise the price? That's not good, it's already a high price. The grey wolf was wearing a white coat, and when he heard the words of the pretty boy, he shook his head. Wow wow. The price of food will increase, and the points will not be increased, right? Then the king can talk about it, and he will send you a message later. Whew. No thanks, just grab your big sheep for King Ben next time. Whew. In the conference room of the station, the elders of Kyushu met here. The martial arts cheats that were sold a few days ago by the male gang master, remember to buy them all. The third elder has already negotiated with the Seong gang master. Liang Rong looked at the report in her hand and replied. This is called a buyout. That is, after buying it, it can be spread at will within its own sect, force, and organization. However, it cannot spread in the original space or in the secret realm. Of course, the price is generally much more expensive. Today, we're mainly going to talk about reincarnation. The great elder spoke. Not long ago, I watched the reincarnation of Dechin Li, and Kyushu was very greedy. Establishing reincarnation is not just about earning a lot of points. It also controls the power of life and death in a world. Moreover, managing the 6 realms of reincarnation can also sort out yin and yang, life and death, and reincarnation for heaven and earth. That's a great merit. A little bit of these merits will be given to those who carefully manage samsara. More often than not, it shelters the whole kingdom. Can make a country, and the luck is endless. Even, in a demonless world like Kyushu, it can induce the revival of aura. It can also indirectly increase the power of the goblin contractors in various cities. This is the result that Kyushu wants to see the most. Great Elder, the reincarnation can be erected at any time, I have asked the intelligent elves. Erecting reincarnation can minimize the concealment of supernatural phenomena. Of course, this supernatural phenomenon will make Kyushu have some scruples. After all, Kyushu is an old yin per capita. They all like go. Make a fortune in secret, don't shoot a gun. It's best if no one knows about it, and Kyushu will soar into the sky. Now even the spaceship is available, but Kyushu didn't think about pulling it out for a walk. There's no need for that. Just like the emperor of a country, does he still run in front of beggars every day to show off his dragon robe? Don't say that, I'm just not happy right now. The second elder on the side said with a tangled look on his face. Haha, tell me what's upset. Several elders teased. Tisk, after erecting reincarnation, it causes the revival of the aura. Although the revival of the aura only happens in my Kyushu, and the aura is locked here, it will not spread. But what I'm not happy about is letting those outsiders who come here take advantage. I feel distressed when they breathe in the aura of air. For a moment, the conference room was quiet for a moment. Then he burst out laughing. I really didn't expect that the second elder would suddenly become so petty. However, yes. Now the whole people have begun to practice martial arts, and martial arts have entered the campus. Others said that there was something wrong with Kyushu, and the school still had to practice martial arts. And the proportion is quite large. It used to be language, number, and foreign. Now it has become language, mathematics, and martial arts. Foreign languages or something, I have long been thrown into the elective of university, and I don't study it below the university. Of course, in order not to let outsiders see anything. The slogan of Kyushu is to reduce the burden on students. If you read a violent novel, go to Filu Novel Network. But the special martial arts training is even more tiring. Kyushu folk, only the group of people who have started playing games early and brushing zombies. I guessed a little bit of the government's intentions. That's certainly quite cooperative. Among them are students, who have become martial arts geniuses, and they can be said to be unique in the school for a while. You could even write a few novels. Military training is despised by the school flower. In fact, I am a martial arts master. School flower live broadcast, I am a martial arts master. But then again, now practicing martial arts in Kyushu is just refining the body at most. Unless there are spiritual plants, elixirs, and elixirs, you can also train internal force and other energy in the body. And when the aura is restored, it will definitely herald the arrival of a transcendent era in Kyushu. Extraordinary times. An elder whispered, yearning. It's not just extraordinary, I also have technology in Kyushu. Transcendence and technology coexist, and only when you walk on two legs can you be stable. If the transcendent appears, do we have the ability to minimize the impact on society? When Liangrong heard the question, she quickly stood up and turned on a hologram. Elders, yes. Liangrong was not in a hurry, pointed to the information on the hologram, and continued. The news we got from Emperor Qin should control the kingdom and even the world to a certain extent. We will gain an ability to monitor the world like the eye of the sky, as if the palm of the hand to see the pattern, the slightest detail. Nothing or anomaly can escape the surveillance of the eye of the sky. And the opportunity for the emergence of the eye of heaven in our Kyushu is to erect reincarnation and revive the aura. And now our guardian elves are almost all over the major cities. Not to mention our high-tech origin space. The Epoch opened an application, and it was the message that Kyushu was going to erect reincarnation. But after Kyushu sent an application for reincarnation, there was another message for GUN to look at. Dungeon Chaos into the Secret Realm. Congratulations to the host for developing and expanding the origin space. Open a new mode of dungeon, Zhao Hao. Random entry mode. The chaotic entry mode is an uncontrollable random mode, and every raider world, or kingdom world, will have a chance to appear in the heavenly secret realm monsters. Note that the difficulty of this mode will depend on the strength of the world. The lower the transcendent level, the lower the probability of entering the mode, and vice versa, the higher. The rewards of the chaotic mode are rich. I hope the host will work hard. Step up your game. Try to get a yarn off. It's just a copy, a lot of workers help brush it. Let's postpone the time, wait until I have erected a reincarnation for Kyushu, and then open the chaotic secret realm. When the time comes, let the chaotic secret realm appear in Kyushu, so that everyone can understand this mode instantly. Well, it's doable. Poor Kyushu doesn't know that the Epoch is fighting, and let them be a new copy of the secret realm template. I'm happy, still waiting for the reincarnation to be erected. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 69. Kyushu is about to erect reincarnation. The news has spread all over the origin space. Moreover, the day when Kyushu erected reincarnation is the day of Kyushu's annual national celebration. Originally, there was only a small celebration in 5 years and a big celebration in 10 years. This year, due to the special situation, it has the meaning of shocking outsiders. That's why this year there is also a military parade. And, since then, Kyushu has made great strides in development. No longer careless about the eyes around you. For example, the recruitment of raiders. After all, there are too many doomsday secret realms to brush up. Open a few and let the people go in and experience the experience. After all, this zombie secret realm, without the risk of infection, is almost the simplest dungeon secret realm. And there is the supervision of the eye of the sky, and the bondage of the contract. For the stability of the general environment in Kyushu, there is no need to worry about it at all. The group of people who didn't watch the game and brush zombies even if they had the power beyond the limits of ordinary human bodies. Distributed all over Kyushu, no one among them dares to be a demon. So, although Kyushu can't do a big scene like Dakin, but he still sent an invitation to the raiders of the origin space. After all, the weapons and equipment to be shown that day in the heavens are buyers. Pull out the new product for a walk. Kyushu is preparing for 930 this, and the gongs and drums are being carried out intensively. Daming world. Sister, these 9 generals are reincarnated. Let's pick a day. Zhu Yuanzhang was hot-eyed, and he had borrowed a large amount of points in the source space earlier. After applying for reincarnation consumption, there are not many other points left. After all, the entire Ming dynasty wants to develop, and it has to cooperate with Dakin and Kyushu, and a lot of things have been purchased. However, there is an advantage to the development of Daming now. That is, you can copy homework. Copy Dakin's homework. Of course, it's not a copy, after all, the times are different. And Ming is a completely demonless world, and before entering the origin space, there are no masters who come and go. This point made Zhu Yuanzhang linger. What's the hurry? In a few months, when everything is stable in Daming, it's not too late for you to talk about this matter again. Hey. As soon as Queen Ma finished speaking, she saw Zhu Yuanzhang screaming a few times, which was out of place. Jubaki, what's wrong with it? Zhu Yuanzhang did not answer, but was receiving information about a copy of the secret realm. Ha 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 ha. Sister, a great event, a great event. Seeing Zhu Yuanzhang dancing excitedly, Queen Ma knew that this matter must be unusual. Oh, Jubaki, talk to me about it. Come, I'll send you a message. Zhu Yuanzhang sent the copy information to Queen Ma through the light curtain and asked him to take a look for himself. And he himself, pacing back and forth, sent messages to summon the ministers of civil and military affairs, as well as the children of the royal family. Dungeon World's #1 Secret Realm. Daming exclusive dungeon. Your Majesty, this is a good opportunity given by the UN Lord to strengthen my Ming world. Su De opened his mouth and said, surrounded by a brave aura. The Minister of Civil and Military Affairs, together with Zhu Biao, Zhu Di, and others, all got the information of this copy. Father, this secret realm is my Ming parallel world. The strategy task is even simpler, and you will become a treasure. Come to think of it, the unscrupulous descendants who were deceived by the eunuchs would not dare to stop them. Zhu Biao said lightly. Father, this secret realm is the current secret realm, and it is exclusive to my Ming dynasty. If you read a violent novel, go to Filu Novel Network. Therefore, its secret realm will be directly embodied in my Ming dynasty, and there are tens of thousands of people. It can be said to greatly expand the land and population of my Ming dynasty. Zhu Di also said on the side. But in fact, for the people above the court, the land, or something, that's nothing. The most important thing is the population. How many people, how many laborers, and how many soldiers do you have to add to Daming? I didn't see Zhu Yuanzhang's mouth smiling. In his eyes, there is a bright light, a fee. Everyone, don't forget, that secret realm is an extraordinary world. There is a secret realm of martial arts existence, if it is integrated into my daeming. I will start the revival of the aura immediately, and I no longer belong to the demonless world, and even the area requirement for the station can be greatly reduced. If you wait until the reincarnation is erected, the concentration of my great Ming's aura and the strength of the world, even if it is not comparable to Great Qin, will surpass Kyushu. Ladies and gentlemen, have you considered that the arrival of so many people at one time, and the expansion of the earth, our current officials are not enough? Isn't that still the official of that secret realm to add? Humph, what if it's stinky fish and rotten shrimp? That's right, that secret realm, up to the imperial court, down to the place, can be described as a mess. Everyone didn't dare to say too much, after all, that emperor was a descendant of the one in front of him. Even if they belong to different worlds, everyone has to converge. Humph, this is not a descendant, it is necessary to let the Zongran mansion punish it. Zhu Biao said hatefully. And those eunuchs? The task of this secret realm is very simple, that is, to let the Ming dynasty dominate the first secret realm in the world. Therefore, Zhu Biao said that the task was simple. Zhu Yuanzhang went to that station, and the people who dared to stand, Suda didn't care who you were, and they all broke their legs. There are also the top masters of this secret realm, of course, they are not taken into account by everyone. As for those people, Suda will pick them all for you alone. Not to mention, there are Moying, Zhu Di and others. However, of course, De Ming will not kill them all, after all, they are all excellent tool people. Of course, no matter how confident you are, the army still has to be mobilized. After all, some people are crazy, but they don't care. When De Ming was about to open an exclusive dungeon. Of course, there is news in the origin space. Great Qin, His Majesty the Emperor of Qin. He looked at the message Zhu Yuanzhang sent him, and the corners of his eyes twitched. Actually showed off in front of himself. I, the first emperor of Great Qin's wise divine martial arts, rule over a planet, this entire world. You Zhu Kongba still want to mess with my emperor's heart? That's impossible. However, the envy is still envy. If you let that Zhu Kongba's great Ming devour an entire copy of the secret realm, plus the erection of the 6 reincarnations, the essence of its world may not be much worse than that of my great Qin. It seems that I have to take a good look and pray so that the UN Lord can give Dakin's exclusive copy. And far away in the elders' house in Kyushu, the elders were eager to give Zhu Kongba a punch, and they actually rode their faces to show off. Also made it clear that the aura was revived, and the cattle were greatly dropped. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 70. Dungeon of the world's first secret realm. Above the court. Long live the 3 hoops. And Cao Zheng Chun and Zhu Wu, who are fighting openly and secretly, are of course there. Something to start, nothing to retreat. Just as Zhu ignored what he wanted to say. A buzzing sound sounded in the main hall, startling everyone. But the sound did not come from the main hall, but from outside. Your Majesty, an immortal has come. Immortals. You're afraid you drank too much of a fake bar last night? However, with the louder and louder sound outside, and the fluttering rainbow beams of light, everyone couldn't help but believe a little. Zhu Haozhou sat on the throne and hurriedly got up to see for himself. Could it be that I have made meritorious contributions to governing the world, and there are immortals in the sky who have sent down immortal medicine to give me? Your Majesty, slow down. Cao Zheng Chun hurriedly followed, his eyes flickering, but he didn't know what he was thinking. Zhu ignored nature and quickly followed. At this time, Zhu Haozhou and others saw the scene outside. I saw a huge aura out of thin air, standing in the sky. It was pitch black in the ring. Just a moment. The rings are bright. Looking at it more closely, everyone was startled. I saw that in the mid-empty ring, there were thousands of troops and horses. The brave momentum and sophisticated equipment frightened everyone into numbness. This is a heavenly soldier. Could it be that Ida Ming did something to provoke the anger of the heavens, and I want to send down the heavenly soldiers and heavenly generals to punish them? Zhu Haozhou was naturally afraid. But his face was a little puzzled. How do you look at it? There is not much difference between those heavenly soldiers and the Ming soldiers. There is also the person who is not bad and kind, looking at himself, actually wearing a bright yellow dragon robe. Wait a minute. Why is it that this person and the woman beside him, the more they look at it, the more they look like the Teju and others enshrined in the temple? Could it be that after Teju Immortal went, he went to the underworld? It has also laid a great territory for my Ming dynasty. And then you want me to receive it? How embarrassing is that? It turns out that Zhu Haozhou thinks too much. Didn't you see Zhu Yuanzhang's eyes that wanted to give him a kick? But fortunately, although Zhu Haozhou is playful, he is also in the original history, and there is no big mistake. It didn't make Zhu Yuanzhang angry. And his eyes were at the big eunuch Cao Zhengchun from afar. And the iron gallant god of the Dragon Guardian Villa, Zhu ignored it. Then he said majestically, "I am the emperor of the Ming dynasty, Zhu Yuanzhang." This word spread throughout the palace and the entire capital. In his words, there is a majesty that makes people can't help but kneel and bow down. The people didn't say it, but in the court, when they heard this, those traitorous ministers softened under their feet. It seems that there is a scene of rolling heads in front of me in an instant, and there is himself among them, and he is even more unbearable and almost scared to pee. Zhu Haozhou didn't know whether he should believe it or not. But the scene in front of him was hard for him not to believe. Humph! Zhu Yuanzhang snorted coldly, with heavy oppression in his voice. He lifted his foot and stepped out of the aura, and a jade staircase appeared under his feet, leading to the ground. As Zhu Yuanzhang and the others slowly walked down, every step struck the hearts of everyone below. Even masters like Zhu Ignore and Cao Zhengchun couldn't help but feel a chill down their spine. It seems that as long as he moves a little, he will be in a different place the next moment. And when Zhu Yuanzhang walked to the ground, Zhu Haozhou had already fallen to the ground. Don't Xiao descendant Zhu Haozhou, welcome Teju Xianjia. However, Zhu Haozhou looked at the person who was following Teju. Isn't this Emperor Chenju? Immediately bent down and bowed to Zhu Di. If you don't have a descendant, welcome you too. Read a violent novel, go to Fila Novel Network. Bah! This son misunderstood me. Zhu Di was almost so frightened that his heart and liver jumped out. Now I finally rely on killing, earn points, be conscientious and diligent, and dare not slack off. But this. Zhu Di immediately secretly pointed and interrupted Zhu Haozhou's words, and then hurriedly said, "Father, he slandered me. Big brother, everyone, he slandered me." At this time, no one opened his mouth to help Zhu Di speak. Zhu Yuanzhang just glanced at Zhu Di and didn't say anything. Walked into the palace with his feet raised. As he walked, he said, "King Yan, this palace is well built. It's much more atmospheric than ours." Queen Ma covered her mouth and smiled. Suda and the others almost laughed out loud. Fortunately, Zhu Biao stepped forward and patted Zhu Di's shoulder, so that Zhu Di's heart that mentioned his throat and eyes was half down. And then fell at the end, staring at Zhu Haozhou and everyone. "Get up, hurry in, do you want your majesty to wait for you?" After speaking, he hurriedly followed the people in front of him, and he was so congested that he didn't want to say anything. He just wanted to be quiet. When Zhu Yuanzhang pulled Queen Ma and sat on the throne, The people in the world's first secret realm only then reacted. Quickly bow down, and cry out from your mouth. Welcome to Teju, long live Teju. Get up. Zhu Yuanzhang waved his hand. No one would say that he actually let Queen Ma sit on the throne. I didn't see that even Li Shanchang and other ministers didn't dare to say half a word. Zhu Yuanzhang has seen the original fate. Queen Ma died, and Zhu Biao died. The self at that time, is that still me? Maybe he, Zhu Kongba, has also died. What remained was only the Ming Emperor Zhu Yuanzhang. So, since entering the origin and saving Queen Ma, Zhu Yuanzhang is becoming more and more open. Even sometimes when he was busy in the Ming dynasty, or when he was busy working in the origin. The last dynasty was all Queen Ma. But does anyone dare to say anything? In other words, those ministers would even prefer to go to court now, it is Empress Ma rather than Emperor Ming. But because they have been given authority, they have become like gods on earth. When I went to court, the pressure was too much. De Ming can face the power of Emperor Ming's gods, except for Queen Ma, and his son Zhu Biao. The other princes are like mice seeing cats. Today, I only say one thing, and that is that this realm of the Great Ming will immediately merge into my Great Ming main world. Everyone in the court didn't understand what Teju meant. But obviously, Ming Teju didn't mean to say more at all. And Zhu Haozhou didn't know whether he was happy or lost at the moment. After getting Zhu Biao to add him to the raiders, he learned a lot of information in his mind in an instant. Among them, the emperor will definitely not be able to be the emperor. However, perhaps for him, he is not the emperor. It's about being a free prince who can go to more places to have fun and new things. I'm afraid it's more comfortable. 100 million.